The picture you see there is a picture of Paul Ryan. He's currently the Speaker of the House of Representatives, United States Congress. And in my opinion, this guy is not going to run for his seat in 2018. And because he's already made that decision, he really doesn't give a damn what's going to go down as far as reasonable gun laws, background checks, etc. are going to be able to make it through his House, through the Senate, and to the President's desk. Now, I say this because 97% of the American people are for enhanced background checks. And you can't find 97% of the people in favor of anything. So for damn near everybody to be in favor of enhanced background checks basically should tell you something. The 3% that's really not in favor of enhanced background checks basically is highly represented by the NRA. And I believe that the NRA basically has their stranglehold on Congress. Well, no, let me back up. They still have their stranglehold on Congress, but their stranglehold on their ability to get everything they want done and anything that they don't want done blocked. I believe that is getting ready to go the way of the dodo bird. Recently, a lot of companies have disassociated themselves with the NRA. And I think the number of organizations and companies on that list is only going to grow. But let me get to the heart of this. There's a bill in the House of Representatives that goes towards fixing the NICS system. That's the background check system that currently is not as effective as it could be. I say that because the NICS system is designed for various states, or all states, to supply information into the system in order to stop people from getting guns that otherwise would. But you have a lot of states that basically don't comply with the requirement, okay, because it's not a law. Okay, the NICS system is a requirement, but the federal government doesn't hold the various states, it doesn't hold their feet to the fire about populating the information that they have into that database. Now, you have 4 states on the East Coast. That's New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Rhode Island, who have gotten together and have stated that they are going to share information amongst themselves. Now, I don't know if they made that offer to other states in their vicinity, but they specifically said that they are going to share that information, which includes anyone who was convicted of stalking, various things that are signals that the person is a danger, either to themselves, to the community, or to a person or persons that they had relationships with. So in my mind, that's a good start as far as for those 4 states. If you come up on the list that they generate, you will not be able to buy a gun, period. Period. Now, the state of Florida, Rick Scott, he is going to attempt to run for Senate, but he's got no chance if he does not do something to protect the citizens, especially the children of the state of Florida. So what he is proposing, and what is going to go through, I don't have any doubt that it's going to go through, is he is going to ban bump stocks. He is going to increase the age necessary or required in order to buy a gun from 18 to 21, with carve-outs for people in the National Guard, law enforcement, and the military. Those people would, under the age of 21, would still be able to acquire firearms. And he is going to do something as far as allowing law enforcement, health professionals to go into court, swear an affidavit that a person is a danger to obviously themselves, loved ones, or the community, and that person would be prohibited from obtaining any type of firearm in the state of Florida until they were adjudicated mentally fit. So then they would have to, the burden of proof would have to be on them that they were mentally fit. That actually goes a long way to alleviating the problem, specifically this last mass murder in Florida, where the shooter was known to be a danger. There were various tips which the FBI dropped, but also state agencies dropped, that this guy was just a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. So that's something. But now let me get back to Paul Ryan. There's a bill in the House of Representatives to fix the NICS system. And everybody knows that that bill is going to pass with flying colors through both the House, the Senate, and the President would sign that bill. But in order to stop any improvement, okay, as far as our gun laws and regulations are concerned, what Paul Ryan has done is he has attached that bill to another bill, a bill designed to provide reciprocity to all concealed carry holders across the country. Translation: if I have a concealed carry license in the state of Texas, I can go into any state and have that concealed carry license respected, honored. Well, there are various states that don't recognize the concealed carry licenses of other states, principal of which are New York and California. California damn near doesn't recognize any other state's concealed carry licenses. And New York pretty much is the same way. There are a couple other states that don't. I think Georgia does. I'm not sure of the other states, but there are one or two other states that have the same issue as far as recognizing the concealed carry licenses of various other states. And the reason for that is, if I am in the state of Texas, I can go online and apply for a concealed carry license from a different state, i.e. Virginia. And as long as I fulfill all of the requirements for the concealed carry license for Virginia, I can actually acquire that license online. Now, I'm not for that, okay? I believe that if you are going to acquire a concealed carry license, you need to do it, you need to have proper instruction from a licensed person trained to train in firearms. And if you can't get that where you are, I don't believe that you should be able to go online, be able to obtain a license without any training. Now, I myself have advanced training, and I wouldn't have a problem, I don't believe, qualifying in any state that would allow me to obtain a concealed carry license. And I wouldn't have a problem qualifying with an instructor in person, both in the knowledge of various firearms, handguns specifically, but even with my AR, And as far as the shooting requirements, I absolutely don't believe I'll have a problem in qualifying on a gun range. And there are a lot of people that are in the same position that I'm in. But there are some people who absolutely would not be able to qualify, either in the knowledge of the operation of a handgun and specifically at a handgun range accuracy-wise. So again, I'm not for that. But let me get back to Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan has attached the reciprocity bill to the bill designed to fix the NICS system, and he knows damn well that even if he can get that bill passed in the House, which he probably could, that bill has no chance in hell of passing in the Senate if you combine the reciprocity portion to the fix for the NICS system. And he knows that. Now, I have had a problem for years as far as bills being combined with other bills that a person or a senator or representative, no way in hell would they vote for it, but because they are trapped with a choice, voting for something that they like and having to accept something that they don't like in order to get something that they like through. I honestly believe that if these guys meant business, they would pass each and every one of these bills as a standalone. But Paul Ryan has decided that he would rather have nothing done as far as gun safety, gun laws are concerned, than to allow the fix of a system that is absolutely designed to enhance public safety. Those kids down in Florida are right. Anybody that is standing in the way of progress and safety of the American people needs to get the hell out of the way, or I believe they're going to be voted out of office. And there are quite a few Republicans and even some Democrats that see the handwriting on the wall as far as this coming 2018 election. If we can move enough of these A+ rated Republicans out of the House and hopefully out of the Senate, I honestly believe that we will get some common sense gun legislation through. Now, Trump is another problem because this guy, he runs so hot and cold, you have no way of knowing what the hell this guy is for from day to day. But I believe the American people have the power to force his hand even in order to get stuff done that's going to protect our kids. Now, one thing that Governor Rick Scott is going to attempt to do, he is going to attempt to have a police officer, not, an armed guard or, a rent-a-cop, but an actual police officer placed at every single school in the state of Florida for safety. I kind of think that's a good idea. It's going to be a bit expensive, possibly, but I think that's a good idea. The idea that Donald Trump is putting forth as far as arming teachers in the classrooms is total and absolute bullshit. And that's a line that he received from Wayne LaPierre Jr. of the NRA. There is no way that any parent should want a gun inside of a classroom. I don't care whether the person is trained in its usage or not. Number one, the kids are probably going to be trying to concentrate more on the teacher and where he's got the gun at than on acquiring the knowledge that they are sitting in that classroom to obtain. Number two, what happens if a teacher does come under fire from, I guess, an assailant, a villain, a bad person, and pulls out the gun, panics, and accidentally shoots a student? Who absorbs the liability then? Okay. Number three, and probably most importantly, teachers do not want to do this. They don't want to do this. So, the solution in my mind is to take the guns or the ability to acquire these guns away from people. You do not need an AR-15. Okay, and I got multiple AR-15s, just so that you know. And I got them only because a whole lot of people all over the place here in my local Texas community have them. So I acquired them, in my mind, for self-defense against people around me who also have them, okay? As far as a handgun is concerned, obviously, you know, I have multiple handguns, you know, and I don't think most people have an issue with people who can legally and emotionally and mentally handle the responsibility of having a handgun. The best weapon that you can have as far as home defense is concerned is a shotgun, okay? A shotgun basically cures a lot of sins. If you have a shotgun and somebody's entering your home, you do not have to hit them with a single projectile. A shotgun is designed to shoot in a spread. So as long as you can get in the general vicinity of them, point it at them and pull the trigger, even if your hand is shaking, whatever, that spread is going to catch them, depending on what you have your shotgun loaded with. So my weapon of choice in my home for home protection is my shotgun, okay? And I'm never going to walk away from that. Now, if I'm out and about in the street, I'm not going to be brandishing a shotgun. That's where my 9mm comes in. I have concealed carry. In Texas now, we're able to open carry if you have a concealed carry license. Guess what, folks? I do not open carry. I conceal carry. I want the element of surprise on my side, okay? Now, as far as an AR-15 is concerned, that basically is a weapon of war. I don't brandish it. I go to the gun range. I get my practice in. I put it back in its case. I bring it home, and I put it in my gun safe. And that's where it stays. I have children who are of age, and I have grandchildren. And there is no way in the world that I would expose them to the ability to even touch one of my firearms. So again, there is no constitutional right to every person in the country to legally own an AR-15. You do have the constitutional right to bear arms, okay, and bearing arms for self-defense, okay? An arm is something that you can use to protect yourself. And again, I'll state it, the number one weapon in your home that would provide you the most protection, in my opinion, is a shotgun, okay? It's a shotgun. Number two is a handgun. After that, all bets are off, and now we're talking whatever you can lay your hands on in order to protect you and your loved ones. But Paul Ryan, again, I believe, is not long for this world, and I believe that under the direction of the NRA, he is throwing a major roadblock in the way of improving the nation's background check system, and hopefully he's going to pay for it.